Hey guys, Showy here playing more Doki Doki Literature Club, and it's Sunday, and we're gonna meet Natsuki at our house to make some pastries. Let's see. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Natsuki's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. I wonder if she'll act any different when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, she's been texting me a lot. We send each other one after exchanging numbers to double check, but it turned into a conversation. She's almost a different personality on the phone, using tons of emoji and cute language. She also really likes complaining about things, but I kind of saw that one coming. But putting Natsuki aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left the club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monika said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I decide to visit Sayori before Natsuki comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we've made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom, where I finally find her. Sayori? Hi, Showy. Oh, she's in pajamas. I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you? Well, I guess you're right, I say. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. For years. He, says Sayori. If you came over one more often, it wouldn't be such a mess. Yeah, because I would be the one cleaning it, huh? Yeah, that's because I end up cleaning it for you. Damn. Burn. How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? She says. Aren't you supposed to see Natsuki today? Yeah, but... Wait, how did you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting. Monika told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right? It is, I guess. That's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monika today? Of course, she says. But I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything. So, it's just me and Natsuki then. Yep, she says. There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday. When something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So... Sayori smiles, shaking her head. That's no good, Showy, she says. Huh? Why can't it just be like it's always been? What do you mean? This is all my fault, she says. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings. What do you mean? So you should hide your feelings? Is that what you're saying? If I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come over. You wouldn't have even been thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. Ihihihi, she says. Sayori, I say. I grab Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Ah, she says. Ahaha. Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Showy. But you're wrong, she says. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time. Whoa. No. That's weird. Seeing what? I say. What are you talking about, Sayori? Ihihi, she says. You're really just going to make me say it, aren't you, Showy? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and care into waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy. Without anyone worrying about me. I am in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time I've known her? Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Why, Sayori, I say. Why is it that you've never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much I could do, I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little bit better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me. You don't understand at all, Showy, she says. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to take care of me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone to be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else too. Did she discover that she likes me? Is that it? Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club. It feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. Ahaha. You're right, I don't understand, I say. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do. No, Showy, she says. There's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could help is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. Tears streak down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here, and I made you hurt too. I am just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one. Without thinking, I once again grab Sayori's shoulders. This time, I pull her into a tight embrace. Ah, she says. Showy. Sayori, I say. I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Showy, she says. Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear. No, she says. Don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Showy, Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. And if there's anything that you need me to do, then you'd better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't. I don't know, she says. I don't know. Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary too. Sayori lets me go. As she does so, I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow, I say. Yeah. It's going to be fun, right? I say. Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want, I say. I promise. I think that would be nice then, she says. Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. No, don't, says Sayori. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for Natsuki to meet me at my house. At the very least, do you want to come along and help us? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head. I'm sorry. I don't know if I could be very good for me today. You understand, right? It's kind of hard for me to fully understand, I say. But I'm trying my hardest. It's okay, she says. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Alright. I look forward to it. I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna promise the 3 girls, and maybe Monica too, that I'm gonna be at the festival with them, and there is going to be mayhem, because I am pushing forward with Yuri and with Natsuki, and now the game is forcing me to do it with Sayori too. So, what is going on here? I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy. But it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Natsuki is about to come over too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we are definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. And what's ahead of me is Natsuki. I spent only a few minutes back at home, anxiously awaiting Natsuki's arrival. Before I know it, she texts me to let me know she's outside the front door. Without delay, I open the front door to let her in. Sup, she says. Hey. I don't know what I was expecting, but seeing Natsuki in something other than her school uniform totally threw me off. Seeing her in such cute clothes makes the uniform seem totally unfitting in comparison. Jeez, don't make it feel so awkward already, she says. It's gonna be a long afternoon, so don't be weird just because you're not used to seeing me outside of school. Anyway, I'm coming in. I see you brought a lot of stuff, I say. Natsuki is carrying a large bag that is probably full of baking supplies. Well, I didn't want to come all the way to find out that your kitchen isn't equipped for the job. You bought everything I asked you to, right? Yeah, I did. Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients if I didn't already have them at home. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna have that much flour at home. Good, she says. Glad I could count on you to do your part. Well, of course, I say. I am surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly say that, rather than something snarky like she usually does. Could it be that she is a little different outside of school after all? Anyway, let's go to the kitchen, I say. What? You're not even gonna offer to take this heavy bag from me, she says. Where's your hospitality, Showy? Come on. Since when did I need to be a gentleman? I grab the bag Natsuki holds out to me. Gierk! This is ridiculously heavy, I say. Ahaha, she says. I carried that all the way here. Are you impressed? I see now, I say. Yeah, I am impressed, Natsuki. It seems like I always underestimate you. Hihihi, she says. It's because I'm so small, isn't it? You jerk. Natsuki hits a fist into my chest. Hey, I say. Your size has nothing to do with it. Do you really hate being small that much? Huh? It's not like I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they only think I'm worth my size. It's fun when I get to be small and also better than other people. But... Jeez, never mind. What are you making me say? I don't think you can make me talk about weird things just because we're not in school. Oh, do you think I'm manipulating the conversation now, huh? Are we getting started or what? There's a lot of stuff I gotta teach you. Ahaha, I say. What? There's a little bit more like you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's more like her usual self. You're more fun when you just speak your mind like that. Hey, she says. Now you are treating me like a kid. I was just trying to be a little nicer to you, you know? And just because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like Yuri doesn't mean you should treat me like... Ah. Natsuki catches her words and her face turns red. Natsuki, I say. Forget it, she says. I didn't say anything. I should apologize. Huh? I appreciate that you were trying to be nicer. I should have been a little more considerate too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, then you should know that there are tons of guys who are into body types like yours. Ah, how would you know that anyway, she says. Just trust me on this one. Gross. Oh, damn. Hey, was that to me? I say. Who else? She says. Man, let's just get started already. Ahaha, she says. You get all sour when a girl calls you gross. Of course I do, you idiot. I finally found your weakness, Showy. Natsuki smiles deviously. Please spare me, I say. Well, if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, there's no way I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied enough for now, finally starting to pull things off her back so we can get started. Before long, the whole kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour, spilled fluids, and plastic bags are strewn about every countertop. The mixer isn't big enough to make all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all my movements to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking. Showy, where did you put the food coloring? She says. The butter's going in the oven soon, so I need to fill the trays. I think it's still in the bag next to the table. What are you using it for? To color the batter, of course, she says. I am making each tray a different color, she says. That way, even if the flavors aren't different, everyone can still pick their favorite. Oh, that's a cute idea, I say. Are we doing anything like that with the icing? Do you want to? She says. You're asking me? I don't really have a preference, so... Come on, she says. You are not putting any heart into this at all. Can you at least try to have fun? I am having fun. I'm not really sure what Natsuki is trying to get out of me, she says. Well, I say, I think. Anyway, meanwhile, I see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring into each. Oh, that looks pretty cool, I say. See? It's not like baking is just about following instructions. The presentation is where you get to be creative and have the most fun. It is a million times more worth it in the end if just looking at it makes everyone's eyes lighten up. Like the ones you made on my first day, huh? I say. I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes, and Sayori and Monika delighted expressions. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that too. Yeah, I say. Maybe I will use the food coloring then. Looks like you're starting to understand, she says. Just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food coloring. Yeah, it's getting there. We were using the electric mixer for the batter, so I got stuck with a whisk and a huge bowl for the icing. Huh? Says Natsuki. The icing is still all lumpy. Are you even trying? Well, yeah, I say. It will take a little longer. Jeez, I will be here all night if you do it like that, she says. Here, look. Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back. You really need to beat the crap out of it, she says. After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing has already improved. See, she says. As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. I reluctantly start to do the same. Hey, she says. Natsuki suddenly grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross fingers in my icing. Your icing, huh? I say. Are you forgetting who did all the work? I start to fight back, trying to inch my finger forward toward the bowl. Don't make me beat the crap out of you next, she says. I'd like to see you try, I say. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop some with my finger just as Natsuki tugs with all her might. Ah! The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. Gross, she says. You got it on my face. Whose fault is that, I say. There's a big blob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's too far away. Jeez, she says. You know what? Take this. Natsuki instead wipes it off with her finger before showing her finger toward my face. You wish, I say. I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries to use the other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. Stop, she says. Not until you apologize for calling me gross, I say. Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross. You know I don't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. You do that to me all the time, you know? Saying dumb things just to get a reaction out of me. I don't think I do that. I think that she just thinks that the things I say are dumb. You really shouldn't tease girls like that. Is that so? I say. In that case, I probably shouldn't do this either. I take Natsuki's finger and put it in my mouth, licking off the icing. What? Look at her eyes. Did you seriously just... Ah! Natsuki is so surprised that she can't even figure out how to get me mad at me. Her face is entirely red. Showy, she says. You really shouldn't do that kind of things to girls, unless you really like them. You know that, right? What kind of question is she asking me, just like that? How did the mood turn to this so quickly? Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breath. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Huh? She says. Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Is something burning? I say. I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. Cough, she says. No wonder. You left a dirty tray in here, dummy. How could you make a mistake like that? She says. You should have checked before turning the oven on, I say. Don't blame me for your mistakes, she says. Jeez. Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops. Anyway, she says, I am putting them in the oven now. Yeah, the tension from the moment before still lingers over our heads. But the moment has already been lost. I watch as Natsuki slices the cupcake tray into the oven. Then I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing, like nothing ever happened. Ah, that smells good, says Natsuki. The cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the oven door, a blast of sweet-smelling warm air fills the room. Look at how cute they look, she says. She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. They look even better once we add the icing, I say. Not like you need to tell me that, she says. I brought decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Here, scoop the icing into these bags. Natsuki hands me some plastic bags. I have these nozzles that will make it look nice and fluffy. This one can even make flowers. And probably don't be using it this time though. What is this one for? I say. I pick up one of the nozzles that has a much thinner tip than the others. That one's really thin, so you can use it to make stripes or other patterns. But you can also use it to write stuff on the cake. Like, happy birthday or whatever, she says. Oh, I see. That gives me an idea, actually. Huh? Well, it's a literature event, right? I say. We could make it more literature themed by writing a different word on each of the cupcakes. It would be fun to see people choose their cupcake based on a word like they like. Ah, she says. Huh? I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid, she says. But that is actually a really cute idea, so... Ahaha. Maybe I'm getting it from you, I say. What's that supposed to mean, she says. I'm not cute. Come on. We're not at a school, nobody's judging. You can't dress and act like this and not expect me to think you're cute. Well... Natsuki's voice trails off. Same with you, she says. Huh? Did you say something? No, nothing. Let's just do the icing. Natsuki picks up the pace and fastens a nozzle onto each of the bags. There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Without giving me a chance to think about before, Natsuki quickly moves on. She shows me how to apply the icing, and then we each get to work. When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts them all side by side to admire our work. Look at how pretty they are together. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I wish I could have one now, says Natsuki. Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that. Well, yeah, but... My dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite. Ha, I say. Sayori is the exact opposite in that regard. If she was here, we'd probably be down 10 cupcakes already. She would still eat dinner. Come on, that's just unhealthy, says Natsuki. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway, she says. I was hoping we would have time for manga, but I need to be home for dinner. Oh, already? I say. That's a shame. It's your fault for working so slowly, she says. You should have thought about that. It's not like you'll always have this chance. Man. As usual, Natsuki places the blame on me. You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? She says. If you and Sayori each carry some, then you can probably do it in one trip. Yeah, I can do that, I say. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any. Ahaha, she says. I wish she would listen to me the way she listens to you. Ah, yeah. I again think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today. I felt so hopeless. Sayori always does listen to me, but at that point, it felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Okay, I'm all packed up, says Natsuki. Good work today. You too, I say. I'll walk you out, I guess. Just like that, Natsuki is already about to leave. It feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that. Did I even take the opportunity to get closer to her, like I wanted? Well, I guess I'll be off then, says Natsuki. Thanks for all the help and everything. I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, Natsuki, I say. Huh? What you said before about not always having this chance. It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. You showed me how fun baking can be, like you wanted. But aside from that, you can come over anytime, okay? I think that is possible. I think that if possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. If you want to read manga or go out somewhere, do you really mean that? Says Natsuki. Natsuki looks at me tensely, like she's trying to hide her expression. Yeah, I want to spend more time with you. Showy, she says. I thought you only cared about getting this done. I'm sorry I had to leave so early today. I really didn't want to. I would really stay here longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so Natsuki suddenly gets closer to me. Wait, Natsuki? Standing inches from me, Natsuki looks up at me. I feel her fingers gently clutch at the sides of my shirt, as if holding on to me. She rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision, along with her slightly parted lips. What is happening? My head starts to go dizzy as I feel her soft breath against me. I felt it, says Natsuki. For a while now. That is a very concerned expression. Natsuki suddenly jumps back. Sayori? She says. Huh? Hi Showy, she says. Sayori! Just now, we weren't... Hey, she says. It's okay, Showy. I just stopped by to say hi. Oh, says Natsuki. Well, you should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so... Oh, really? Says Sayori. That's too bad. Yeah, well, I'll still see you at the festival tomorrow, if it's fine. Just don't eat any cupcakes before then. Anyway, later. There is no music now. So quiet. Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off, and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I say, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Well, she says, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me, so I had to come here and see it for myself. See what? I say. What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki, and how close you got to her. It makes me really happy. Oh no, she's crying. Look at her face. You can see the droplets. That you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Showy? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear. Sayori, don't say that, I say. It's true, Showy. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So, even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. Oh damn, dude! You're putting this girl in such a weird position, and you're flirting with Natsuki at the same time, and with Yuri. You are a horrible person. Why am I being a horrible person in this game? Why is this game making me to be that? But, she says. Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared, Showy, she says. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Sayori? It's true, isn't it? She says. I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Showy, I like you so much that I want to die. Oh, that's hurtful. That's how I feel. And that's enough, Sayori, I say. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now, and that's what I'm going to give to you. A kiss? You know what? I'm going for it. I love you. Huh? Those are my true feelings. So, there's no way you could like me more than I like you. I should have realized it sooner. But spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day, it helped me realize that you're truly the most important person to me. That's why I'll accept any of your burdens, as long as we continue like this every day, with you by my side. Then I know we'll both be happy. Showy, she says. Suddenly, Sayori wraps her arms tightly around me. Showy, is this really okay? Yes. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again. I love you, Showy. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a little bit. What is this? Sayori? I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought this would be the happiest moment for me. But why? Even now? Why won't the rain clouds go away? They are not going away at all, Showy. It's okay, Sayori. It might take some time for things to get better again. But no matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. That's all that matters right now. Okay, she says. I trust you. You shouldn't trust me. I'm a horrible person. Sayori and I slowly release each other. So, I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, then? What are you saying, she says. I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it always has been, even if we really are a couple. I don't know if I could handle anything more right now. It's really new and scary to me. I understand, I say. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best. Hey, Showy. Sayori gazes at me once again, smiling sadly. Even if I get really sad, this is the best thing for me, right? Huh? I don't really understand what Sayori means by that. Are you saying that this makes you feel sad, Sayori? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. I felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me you love me. But that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me. Yeah, I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality, I've never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her, and she loved me, but I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know, but I know that I'll give it everything I've got. Sayori is the most important person to me, and I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. Okay? It is the day of the festival. And with that, our video is over. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna be playing the festival next time. Goddamn, where is this game going? Well, I guess we'll have to see. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.